Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, you're probably out here doing a little victory dance. At least that's what his lawyers want us to think. They're pushing the narrative that he's coming out on top, getting lawsuits dismissed left and right. But let's not forget what's really going on. Diddy is currently suing attorney Ariel Mitchell for defamation after she claimed to have seen a certain incriminating tape. On top of that, he's also suing Courtney Burgess, the same person who, back in May, secured a $100 million settlement from him. And now Diddy is celebrating because that $400 million lawsuit against him has been dismissed. There's even an article in In Touch hyping up the dismissal with the headline, Diddy's male accuser's $400 million lawsuit tossed by a judge after J-Lo was dragged into the drama. Now, why are they still bringing J-Lo into this? Who exactly is the unidentified celebrity they keep hinting at? Seems like a classic distraction tactic. But let's make one thing very clear. This isn't the win Diddy wants everyone to believe it is. This case was not dismissed because he was found innocent. It was thrown out due to the statute of limitations expiring. And that's exactly why I need to remind y'all. You are someone with a case against Diddy. You have until February 28th to file your lawsuit under New York's Adult Survivors Act, until February 28th to take legal action. If your case is in California, you might have until... That's right. Anyone with a claim that dates all the way back to the year 2000 has 2026 or 2028, depending on the circumstances. Don't let a technicality stop you from seeking justice, G. So no, Diddy, this isn't the big win you're making it out to be. This is just another example of how statute of limitations laws need serious reform because too many cases are being thrown out before they can even be heard. And let's be real. When's the last time you heard Diddy and innocent in the same sentence? All right, y'all, let's get into these court docs because I am tired of these games. According to legal documents obtained by In Touch, a federal judge in Michigan dismissed Derek Lee Cardell Smith's case on January 22nd, ruling that his claims were time-barred. But don't get it twisted. This is far from over. Claimed Diddy, 55, assaulted him in Grang. In 1997, Michigan law gave Derek Lee Cardell Smith 3 years to file a lawsuit related to his claims. However, he didn't file until 2024, which is well past the statute of limitations. As a result, the court ruled that his case must be dismissed with prejudice, meaning he cannot refile or bring the same claims against Diddy in the future. But here's where things get interesting. Diddy's request for sanctions, which would have barred Derek from filing any future cases against him, was denied. Yes, denied. So if Derek has any other legal claims, he still has the ability to bring them forward. The judge did issue a warning, though. The ruling stated, the court cautions Derek to refrain from filing duplicate, frivolous, or harassing lawsuits, including any additional cases related to these allegations, or submitting unnecessary papers in cases that have already been dismissed. If Derek ignores this warning, pre-filing restrictions could be placed on him in the future. But let's talk about Diddy's so-called victory, because it's not as clean as he wants it to seem. The judge rejected Diddy's demand for monetary sanctions against Derek. In other words, the court said, Diddy, sit down. The ruling basically told Diddy that unless Derek keeps trying to refile the same case despite knowing it's time-barred, he won't be hit with sanctions. Now let's break down Derek's allegations. He claimed that he met Diddy while working as a bartender in Detroit, Michigan, back in 1997. According to Derek, Diddy invited him to a private party at a Holiday Inn where he was given a drink that Diddy allegedly spiked. Derek said that after consuming the drink, he fell asleep, only to wake up and find Diddy assaulting him. While this case has now been dismissed due to timing, it still raises serious questions. This isn't the first lawsuit against Diddy, and it likely won't be the last. The February 28th deadline for New York's Adult Survivors Act is fast approaching, meaning others may still come forward with new cases before the window closes. So while Diddy and his team are trying to spin this as a win, the reality is far more complicated. This isn't about innocence. It's about legal loopholes and timing. And the fact that so many people have come forward with allegations, that speaks volumes. The do now listen. One thing I do have to wet. This situation raises some major questions, and it's important to clarify what really happened here. First and foremost, this case was not dismissed based on the merits of the allegations. The judge did not rule on whether Diddy was guilty or innocent. Instead, the lawsuit was thrown out solely because it was filed past the statute of limitations, a legal technicality.
Derek's allegations against Diddy. In his complaint, Derek claimed that he woke up to find Diddy engaging in a sexual act with a woman. When Derek became conscious, he alleged that Diddy looked at him and said, "I did this to you too." Additionally, Derek accused Diddy of working with government officials to cover up crimes, claims that Diddy has denied completely. Diddy's legal team pushed back hard, pointing out that Derek previously filed 2 lawsuits in different courts, each alleging that the assault took place in different locations on the same day. Diddy's legal strategy, technicalities over truth? While Diddy's lawyers may be celebrating this dismissal, let's be clear, it does not mean the allegations were disproven. The court simply ruled that Derek's lawsuit was filed too late. Diddy's legal team wanted more than just a dismissal. They begged the judge to ban Derek from ever filing another lawsuit against Diddy. However, the judge denied that request. That's a major detail. If the case had been deemed frivolous or completely false, the court likely would have imposed sanctions. But they didn't. Diddy's lawyers tried to discredit Derek, but it didn't work. Diddy's legal team pointed out that Derek has a criminal history and accused him of committing fraud on the court while in prison. However, Derek claims that he has proof that Diddy visited him in prison, something that could complicate Diddy's defense if other allegations surface. Despite all of Diddy's legal maneuvers, the fact remains, the case was dismissed only because of timing. Diddy's request for sanctions was denied. Diddy's request to bar Derek from future lawsuits was denied. What's next? It looks like Diddy's legal strategy is becoming clear. Avoid answering allegations by focusing on technicalities, like statutes of limitations, instead of proving innocence. This could be his go-to method for handling future lawsuits. With the New York Adult Survivors Act deadline approaching on February 28th, more lawsuits could still be filed, especially by those whose claims fall within the allowed time frame. Final thoughts. Diddy may have won this case on paper, but not in the court of public opinion. He didn't prove his innocence. He escaped accountability because of a legal loophole. And that raises